Hi everyone, I'm Hannah and today we're going to be working on our wheel pose. So we're going to be doing a few different back stretches and shoulder and upper body stretches just to get us into that movement and getting us working towards our full wheel. Okay, so let's start with our wrist wrap on. So we're going to come behind the hammock, bring our hands around the front, cut through the middle, helps if I can find mine, and place your hands on the fabric and roll it all the way down. So from here, we're going to come about hip width apart with our feet, about shoulder width apart with our hands. Inhale, bring the shoulders back and down. Exhale, releasing it out, bringing our head between our hands, straightening out our hands, and just pressing into that stretch. Feeling that little hamstring stretch there. And let's sway from side to side. Just taking a few moments to come from one side to the other. Inhale, bring it all the way to the right, really stretching with the left arm. Exhale, bring it back to the left, just really stretching with the right arm. So take a few moments here. Just feeling the sides of your back and your body. And let's come back to the center. We're going to come to our cat-cows now. So we're going to extend it all the way out, bending the elbows this time, looking up. So bringing the chest down and the eyes gaze up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to roll our spine, extend the arms out, curving it up into our cat. So rolling through these motions with your breath. Extending it up into your cat, rolling it down, coming into our cow. So maybe you're making a little bit of movements in the lower back or maybe all the way up to the upper back as you flow through. We're going to be doing some bendy poses today, so it's good for us to warm it up, making sure we're not straining anything. Taking a few more breaths. And let's roll it all the way back up. And let's release those hands. We're going to bring the fabric behind us. And we're going to come to our Stargazer pose. So bringing the fabric onto around your bra line, coming underneath the rigging point with the feet, and taking a deep bend and releasing it back into our Star Watcher pose. We're going to heel toe our feet out to the side. Bring our hands around our head. Or you can bring them all the way out, stretching out the fingertips. Up to you. I'm going to bend one knee at a time, bringing our elbow towards our knee or our hand all the way towards our knee. Again, stretching out those sides. Seeing if you can bring your body all the way back and all the way to the side. Really expansive. Maybe now we bring our arms wide if they're not yet. Extending the fingers out. Really nice pose here. Stretching out every part of your body and flowing with it. Maybe you close your eyes for a few moments. Breathing with the movement. 2 more breaths here. Okay, let's come back to the center, bring our hands onto the fabric, heel toe our feet so they're about hip width apart. So we're going to do our roll throughs. So either hands on or hands by our side, or hands behind our back or hands behind our side. I'm going to roll through, so you're coming to your chair. You might want to move your feet just so they're definitely like they're underneath the rigging point. And then roll all the way up, coming into our extended mountain. You can bring your hands out by the sides into a T, or keep them down, and let's bend and roll it back. So if this is hurting a little bit too much in your armpits, you can always keep your hands here, just pressing lightly into the fabric. Let's roll all the way through, extending it out, coming onto our balls of our feet here, and rolling it back. So option to come with the arms, to find which works best for you. And now let's work with our breath. So inhale, bring it back. Exhale, extend it forward. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, roll it forward. Inhale, bring it back. Let's come back to the center. Let's come to our chair pose. So readjust if this is a little bit too high on your body and it's hurting your armpits a little bit too much. We're going to come to our seated cat-cows. So you can bring your hands onto your fabric. I'm going to roll our elbows forward and roll our elbows towards our pelvis, bring our pelvis up. And exhale, we're going to open up the chest. Eyes gaze towards the ceiling, sit bone comes back. Inhale, roll it in, curling into a ball. Exhale, opening it up. 2 more of these. Inhale, roll it in. Exhale, extend it out. Last one, inhale. Exhale, open it up. Okay. Let's press into our mat, come back, bringing the fabric just a little bit further down your body, if that feels good. Just let it roll where it feels comfortable. We're going to bring our hands by our sides or behind our back and keep our chin tucked, or you can extend it all the way back for our first little back bend. And just letting that fabric kind of roll where it feels, that feels comfortable for your body. Inhale and exhale it out. Bring your chin back to our chest, hands onto the fabric, and let's sit it down into our chair pose. So, my clothes are getting a little bit tucked into my fabric, but that's okay. So coming back to our chair pose, this time we're going to bring our hands behind our back in this pose and roll our spine back so our knees are bent this time. Again, there's an option to keep your chin to your chest if that hurts you a little bit. Opening up the chest, rolling over the fabric. Maybe seeing how far you can roll. Maybe extending the hips up towards the ceiling. Chin to our chest, let's roll it back. Okay, let's come back into our Star Watcher pose. So feet underneath the rigging point, extending it out. Heel toe our feet to the side of the mat. Hands behind our head or extended out. And let's add our rocks from side to side. Take a few breaths here before we attempt our first full wheel with the hammock as a support. So the best part of aerial yoga, in my opinion, is that we get to use the hammock like there's someone there holding you in place or helping you get a little bit deeper into every pose. So especially with this pose, as if wheel is something that you find quite hard in traditional yoga, or it's something you've been working towards, or it's something you love, you used to do, but you want to get back into it, this is a really great way to do that. Because you have the hammock, like 2 hands holding your body as you go into the pose. So let's come back to the center. This time we're going to bring the fabric around our waist, so a little bit lower. We're going to walk our hips forward. So our fabric should be around our waist, not too high. Bring our hands onto the fabric. We're going to release the neck, slowly roll it down. Option to stay here, or to see if you can bring your hands down onto the mat and push up. Maybe bringing your feet in, coming into your wheel pose. So just go as far as you need to today. This may be just coming here, maybe a little walking your hands down. Maybe your feet are flat, maybe your feet are on the balls of your feet. Just going as far as you need to for this pose. Taking a few last breaths in our wheel pose, wherever we are. Bring our chin to our chest, hands onto the fabric, and let's roll it all the way back up. Whew, well done, guys. Let's bring our ragdoll on, so bringing our fabric around our back and to the front of our shoulders. And Just going to bend at the hips and release our torso forward. And maybe taking a little sway from side to side in ragdoll. And releasing that neck. And taking a few last breaths there. And coming back to the center. Let's slowly roll it back up. Bring our hands onto the fabric. Bring them over our head, and let's come down onto our knees for our last few back bendy poses. So we're going to keep our wrap on. We're going to come back to our cat-cows except on our knees. So you bring your hands a little bit further down, or they can stay high up depending on how you like your cat-cows. Bring your shoulders up and down our back. Inhale, exhale, extend it out, bending the elbows, bringing our chest down towards the mat. Eyes gaze up towards the ceiling, rolling the spine, extending the arms out, coming into our cat. So taking a few breaths here in our cat-cows before we come to our last back bend pose. Just rolling it through, maybe holding wherever feels like it needs you to hold it a little bit longer. And let's come back to the center, slowly roll it all the way back up. Let's walk our knees underneath the rigging point. We're gonna crochet our hands, so they're already partially crocheted. I'm gonna crochet them one more time so they're a little bit higher up on the fabric. We're gonna extend our arms and slowly roll a little bit further down. And maybe you might be able to unravel that last one if you're feeling like you can come all the way back. Just go as far as you need, trying to keep both our knees on the ground here. Maybe your head touches, or maybe a little back bend is as far as you need to go today. It's up to you. See how your body is feeling. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale, exhale it out. Bring our chin to our chest, inhale, coming all the way up. And then let's roll the spine, arching the spine and extending it out. One last breath. Roll it all the way back up. Thank you so much for joining me today for that wheel pose flow. And I'll see you soon for another of my classes. Thanks, guys.